Good morning. My name is Mr. Flying Hawks, and this is Algebra 2. Some people last hour said that I looked just like some other teacher that used to teach here. They said his name was Mr. Matters, and they said he was a crazy geography teacher. And they even showed me his picture, and they said that we looked so much alike, but I didn't see the resemblance. I still think that I'm much better looking than he is. So anyway, this is 1982, and this is my very first year of teaching here at East Los Angeles High School. And I used to, a little bit about myself, I used to be a computer programmer for this business up in downtown, but I got fired because me and a few other co-workers said to our supervisors that we were going to take this tape to this place for something or other, and I said that for all of us, we can go and entertain people while their car is being washed. And so we did, and then somehow our boss found out, and then we were fired. So that's why I had to find another job, and I chose to be a teacher because you guys are much more exciting. Okay, so what we're going to do is start off with chapter 4 million. Now I'm playing. We're starting with chapter 1 because usually chapter 1's a good place to begin at because that's the beginning. Okay, so what happens if I have negative 4 times 4? Negative 4 times 4. That gives me negative 16. Now, why is that? Because negatives override positives. If this 4 was negative, oh, by the way, this little dot means multiplication, because in algebra you'll see things with X in it, and we'll confuse that with multiplication sign, or just plain old ordinary X. So we have to have something that's very different, and in math they have a gazillion things that have to be different. So this means multiplication. Now what happens if I have, like, let's say negative 2 times negative 2? Obviously that's positive 4, because a negative times a negative gives us positive. And then in front of the 4, we obviously understand just that means 4, and that's positive. But then your book, in this first chapter, it's going to say that it's going to be positive. They'll write their positives like that. Don't ask me, because I don't know why they do that. Yeah, I do. Okay. So what else? Let's see here. How about they give you negative 18 plus 4. Oh my gosh. That's kind of a big number, isn't it? Okay, now, so usually we don't let huge numbers scare us. And so if we have a negative number that's big plus a smaller quantity, which is a smaller number, then the negative will override it, and then the answer is going to be negative something. So negative 18 plus 4 is negative. I was going to say negative 17, but that was impossible. So 18, this you change it to be 18. It would be a subtraction problem, because this negative comes up and it does that, and it goes, oops, wrong way. It goes like this. and then it pushes this little thing away, so it looks like this. So it's minus. That happens all the time, and I want to see that on your papers. If you don't, I'm going to flunk you. Now we're playing. So we do 18, 17, 16, 15, 14. So the answer is 14. The reason it's negative 14 is because of the negative 18. And you can even use a calculator, which let me get our beautiful Casio calculators out. Okay, so we do negative 18 plus 4 gives us negative 14, obviously. Okay, now on these I don't want you to use a calculator unless you're going to check your work. Okay, but then if you look in the back of the book and cheat, I'll have to rip your arm off. So here we go. What happens if we have a subtraction problem like negative 6 minus 4? If it's multiplication, well, if it's addition and subtraction, and if the larger quantity is negative, the answer is always going to be negative. So in this case, you see it's negative. This is a minus sign, and so this little deal comes up like this, and it makes a plus sign. Always. Just like over yonder, only it changed it to be negative. Now, so 6 plus 4 is 10. Only the 6 is negative, so it's negative 10. Alright. Now they're going to give you something that's kind of mean. They're going to give you negative 6 plus 4. Plus 5. Now, anytime you see parentheses, you will do whatever is inside it first, within reason. Okay, and then so we have negative 6 plus 4, and obviously you have said negative 2, because this, remember, it comes up and it removes that little line right there away, and it becomes negative. And 6 minus 4 is 2, but then the 6 is negative, so it's negative 2. Oops, why did I do equals? Plus 5. And then the parentheses are just there to scare you. So you don't really need the parentheses right here. You can just do it like that. And so in this case, the 5 is bigger and it's positive. And so that would be just 3. Because now if we have negative 2 plus 5, this would come over and then it will go kaboom and knock that out of the way. So we're left with negative. So that means we subtract. But if we remember from before, the 5 is positive, and so that means the 3 has to be positive. Alright. Now I'm going to show you one that you will never get. I promise. Oh, I'm kind of running out of time, ain't I? Oops. Okay. So what happens if they give you something like this? They do 2 and then 8 plus 4. Okay, they give you that monster. In this case, we do parentheses first, and then inside the parentheses we have parentheses, and so we do 8 plus 4, which is 12, divided by 6, and then you always rewrite whatever's left. Now, how many times does 6 go into 12? 2 times. So 2, and then so in this case we do that first. We do the exponent first. So that's 2 times 2, because 2 squared means 2 times 2, which is 4, times 2, which is 8. Oops. Alright.